Balance is a fragile thing, isn't it? All life requires balance. The precarity of nature is dependent on it. The air we breathe, the weather we experience, the living beings we share our lands with. For four druids on a journey, the true meaning of balance is about to be unleashed. Will they discover how quickly life can be snuffed out when the keystone breaks and scales tip? We rejoin our group at Flores Harvest as a new dawn rises and the story continues.
Good evening. Minor technical difficulties at usual here at Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play tabletop role-playing games. Go fuck yourselves, brothers of the coast. Tonight we are going to be returning to our third mini campaign, These Lands Call for You, and I am once again going to be joined by the fantastic Alex Holt, the brilliant Danny Stones, and the Sam Langford. I can hear someone chewing. That's
what that's
Sam.
Someone here.
Sam. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll just keep talking if no one's joining me on screen. We are sadly without Hannah Ayub tonight. She's not feeling very well. We hope you feel better soon. Hannah, Sam is here. Sorry. Yeah. It's been a day, as usual in my life. How's everyone else doing today?
I mean, I feel I can string a sentence together.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I think I get thrown by the fact that for some reason I've been kicked out of all of the Twitch accounts, which is a slight problem, but I'll troubleshoot that later. Welcome everyone once again to our fantastic channel. A few announcements before we get into things. We are still raising money on our Just Giving. We are raising money for BEAT, which is the UK's eating disorder charity. Thank you so much for everyone who donated last time. We've already raised quite a bit. I'm just going to double check right now exactly how much, so I don't tell you wrong information. But yeah, I believe Sam's rules were for £10 you can give a player inspiration. £5. £5 you can give player inspiration. And for £100 you get to influence the story.
Yeah, you just get to change the whole thing.
Yeah. So, if you want us, I think Alex suggested Velocilobsters. If you want Velocilobsters to appear, £100 is what you need. We've raised £42 so far, which is almost a third of our goal. So thank you so much to our supporters so far. Another quick announcements, in case you missed the end of this show. We're going to be back here on Friday for another randomly generated character pre-written module one-shots with a fantastic guest DM, some great players. We're going to be tackling one of the Candlekeep mysteries this time, so be sure to join us back here on Friday at 7 p.m. And lastly, which will affect you if you're not subscribed to us on Twitch, so you got time to subscribe now, is that there's going to be ads running on this channel from now on, so we can try to pay Alex for all the art they do, probably, and Sam for all the production, and me for the talking real good. So every 30 minutes, Sam? Am I right? 30 minutes?
Yeah, it'll look something like this. Were you a witness to the devastating near-death of one of Tezrath's sacred dragons? Had trouble sleeping after witnessing a blood-ooze monster try to kill a small girl? Call Dreamstone Counselling Services today for your first session, which comes with a free pillow and a chance to wipe away those tears. Stop crying, Tezrath. Something like that.
You see, they sell pillows. They're a mattress provider.
The truth comes out.
Oh, geez, Sam, sorry. I think we still have the wrong link up in the chat because I mistyped it last week when I had a cold.
Oh,
Yep.
you're
Thank you,
fired.
chaotic brain
I get to
person
see
in
it.
the
You're
chat for
fired.
putting the correct. You can fire me. I live here. Sure. Yeah, so if you're not subscribed on Twitch, you'll get those ads about every 30 minutes. They'll last about a minute and a half. If you don't want to miss any parts of the story, subscribe now and help us make a little money so we can keep bringing you fun tabletop role-playing game content. Try not to say that other phrase that's controversial at the moment.
Yes.
Fuck you. Not you, Sam. I'm looking directly at you, but
I know you're thinking it. Someone has just subscribed to us on Twitch,
Well,
though,
like-
so
because I'm not logged into the Twitch right now, that there is currently an ad playing. So I
nice.
don't know what it's about. It's very distracting. Oh, it's the TV show Nashville, which from what I can tell is about exploding cars.
Shall
So,
we?
I've got
That's
a
fun.
on my end, so
Oh yeah, what have I got? Because I've got full fiber broadband.
Oh.
I've got
okay.
iPhones.
Does anyone have a mattress supplier? That's the real question. If we get ads for a mattress supply company, don't give Dreamstone money. And on that note, I think that's me done rambling now. So we can get back into the story, and I apologize for the mess that is me as a human being.
Okay. And so with that, I feel we'll get started with a story. With a brief recap as to what happened last time, our four characters, found themselves at Brora Dragon Festival, where they took part in a number of outreach activities, avoided being sneezed on, took some comments that weren't questions, avoided having dragon scales stolen from a table, and lectured an old woman about why it's not okay to keep dragons indoors. Took their time heading around the festival. Really, were very, very keen not to buy anything from the gift shop, despite the salesperson really pitching quite hard. And then after that, they realized that the main dragon flurry was not doing so great, and not so great to the point of bleeding out of their eyes. And our party were left fighting 2 blood oozes and 2 infected minders for the dragon. Successfully bringing the dragon back around. It didn't pass away, which is good news for everybody involved. And they were then sent out on a journey to Flurry's Harvest to report on what they'd found and find out what was going on. And that is where we find them as they arrive into Florey's Harvest, which is a really beautiful place. All of you. Sorry?
You cut out when the music cut in.
Well, I'm back now. It's a place you've been before. This is somewhere that you will have visited. It is basically a big old farm. And there are crops growing all over. There are not a huge number of people. It seems quieter than you're used to in this space. There are goats, there are sheep, there are cows. There's a couple of dragons going around, the kind of smaller type that you are flying in on. It's when you left Brora, it was snowing. But as you descend into Florey's Harvest, you've moved kind of north, and the snow seems to have subsided. You have travelled overnight. It's a bit of a longer journey, and you've all taken a long rest. So please do make sure you've done that on your character sheet. And that brings us into Florey's Harvest, where you get yourselves off your dragons, kind of hitch them up against the fence. Sorry, Lucky. And also, you folks are the wrong way around. Why is that happening?
Damn. We were gonna just roleplay as whoever thing we were in. I was about to go on a rant.
I missed all that chat. And then that's where we found you hitched up against this fence. And with this, Lucky, Maram kind of turns to you and just says very quite curtly, that was a long journey, Locatrix. How many steps would you say we've gone?
Oh, well, your stride is of course much bigger than mine, so my internal count's a little off, but it was a good, 10,000 at least before I nodded off.
That's a big journey. Do you know why we're here?
Yes, it just took me a second to remember. We've come to check what's going on here with all the dragons and bring news of what happened with Flore.
And we left in such a hurry. No one really shared with us what was going on. What happened with Flore?
Well, she seemed a little out of sorts, you see. Her tail was flickering, like when you've not fed the fire for a while, and then it went out, and it was very sad, and we did try to relight it again through various means. I won't go into too much detail on that. Ask the weasel if you're not too sure.
A scattershot approach, if we will.
The Pine Marten's not here right now. Sparrow only comes in for, a couple of hours a day.
And then she started bleeding from her eyes, as you do, and we fought the eye blood, which I believe was possessing a little girl and a couple of other. No, it wasn't possessing a little girl. The little girl got attacked by the eye blood. It was possessing the dragon handlers. I forget their names. There's so many of them. And then we beat them. I hit them with a stick a few times. The others did things too, I'm sure. And now we're here. Oh, we're publishing a paper too. That's going to be nice.
Oh wow, that's finally happening. Like after all these years, that is well done. You should be proud. Well, it's been a long journey. I'm gonna take a break, have a rest.
You do that.
But hopefully I'll see you soon. At this point, Badger, Fern turns to you and says, Badger, what's going on? We left without a lot of information. Is everything okay?
No. But, it's nothing you need to worry about.
You really are one with few words. But words that do bring comfort.
Good.
And then Gear will turn to Gulo and say, the white dragon calls for us, Gulo. I can tell the time is getting closer now.
Ooh, that's intriguing thought, dear. What kind of call do you think it'll be?
You can't ever tell. Maybe the call we're hoping for.
One can only hope.
I'll keep an ear to the ground and an eye to the sky. And as these conversations are ongoing, Lucky, you, with your incredible passive perception of 23, notice out the side of your eye, hopping towards you, is Guilford. Guilford Brazenhand, Harengan, part of the Draconic Oath, who you know well, and comes hopping on over to say, "Oh, Lucky, what are you doing here?"
So, no news has reached you before us then?
No. We are a little concerned because Flore hasn't returned, but there's been no messages on the stones and no other people have come through.
No, that's good. That's what I wanted to hear. I just wanted to make sure first. I'm gonna be honest with you, friend. Is not particularly good.
Oh.
Florid's sick in some sense, except not sick because I tried to diagnose her and I struggled to find anything wrong, but something is wrong. Her fire is weak. She's bleeding eye monsters. She's weak. We fear something is afflicting her and maybe the other great dragons. So we've come here with warning, with news. But as you say, there was no messages. We believe it is wise to keep this as confidential as we may. Keep it off the airwaves.
Okay, that is it's not good news. It's I have to say I'm not hugely surprised.
Oh?
Things have been a bit off recently. And then Guilford will kind of point towards, like, if you look around in the fields that are around, you can see kind of purple patches of a strange weed growing. And they'll say, we've had a bit of a blight recently around the harvest. And strange things have been going on, and none of us really know why.
Have you tried asking the plants?
The plants don't want to speak whenever we've tried.
I'm
Were
a
you rude to them, dear? They can be quite sensitive sometimes.
Tried to treat them as best as possible, but these plants seem different.
Oh, how so?
Well, you know grass and shrubs, like, they're usually quite extroverted. These ones seem to want to keep to themselves. Loners, you might say. Don't give much away.
They're having a sulky teenage phase, perhaps?
Well, and you look at these plants, and they do kind of have what looks like it could be a fringe across their face. I mean, look, you might say that, but yeah, we've not really been able to get much out of them. So, yeah, perhaps it is a teenage thing.
Perhaps we should have a look at these plants while we're here.
I think Fern and we can try something to try to talk to the plants. To get them to be a bit friendlier. But let's first have a look.
Before you head to do that, Guilford is just going to say, like, the blight seems to be coming towards us from that direction and points to a path taking you out from the main farmland area.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't. You get to the festival, and we've been so busy that we've been trying not to cause panic and not be going looking. And now, as you can see, that we're a bit of a bare bones crew. Most of the people headed towards Brora for the festival and haven't since returned. So anything at all you find out would be really helpful.
Then it would seem that it would be pertinent for us to take a look then.
Okay, what are you doing?
Nature check on the plants. See if
Yeah,
we recognize
for it.
these. 16.
16.
Mhm.
So you see these kind of purplish looking shrubs that, yeah, are going through a bit of a phase. They don't look like anything that you've seen before specifically. Like, you couldn't identify this species. But you might be able to put it in a grass family.
Mm-hmm.
But growing in quite sporadic patches.
So it's different to the rest of the grass and the crop and things like that. It's not. It's not
Yeah.
that it's not that the current grass has changed.
Yeah, and it's not a monoculture either. There's still other plants in between.
Yes, there is still
kind
other
of,
things around.
It's Japanese hogweed, guys. We'll need to dig
I
up
was
the
going to say
roots.
ragwort, but
We'll still need to dig up the roots.
dragon ragwort is the enemy. So, is the hair guy still here?
Yeah, still there.
So have any of your dragons here had any ailments then?
Not the dragons.
Oh.
The dragons have been fine, which has been a real relief, you know, like
Of course.
things happen to the land, you expect that then to follow that things would happen to the dragons with that kind of deep connection that Flurry has here. Not the dragons, no. Some other creatures in the area have been exhibiting some strange behaviors. It's not been nice. A little bit of rage, a desire to keep away. It's been odd.
Has this affected any of your domestic animals at all?
Not here. It's mainly been like some of the birds that come. So occasionally some of the crows might seem a bit off, but none of our goats or chickens or sheep have been affected so far.
That is good news, at least.
But it'd be great to find more and see if any of the kind of adjoining farms have had any similar problems. I'm still here.
Oh, you pinged off a bit, but
Yeah,
I'm definitely still here. It would be great to know if any of the adjoining farms have had any similar problems.
we can definitely investigate.
yes, that is something we can certainly aid you in.
Did he say none of the plants have been willing to talk, or just these strange ones have been unwilling to talk?
Just the strange ones won't give anything away.
Mm-hmm.
But the regular plants seem a bit scared.
Okay. I'm gonna motion Fern over.
Hi,
Fern,
how can I help?
I need you to help the plants. And I'd like Fern to cast plant growth. Which allows, let me double check this wording of the spell. Which all normal plants in 100-foot radius centered on the point that is cast become thick and overgrown. So basically just gives them like a burst of new life and energy.
Can I suggest a little experiment? I too can perform that spell. Perhaps if we were to clear these dubious shrubs from one area and also leave it in another, we can do the growth on both and then compare the results.
Well, if we do it in this area, we'll see what happens when we cast this on the dubious plants anyways.
Oh yes, but I mean to get a second area as a to see if there is any difference. To have one as like a Alex forgets the word.
Control?
Yes, that's the one.
Alex, don't make me do experimental design when I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons.
It is a
I know
science
this is
project.
actually Sam's fault, but still.
This is good science that we can do.
This is science and sorcery. Come on.
This is
Yeah,
exactly
no,
what we signed
Not
up
for experimental design, Sam. I'm going to actually kill you. Both of you. Danny, you're fine. You haven't told me I have to do experiments.
I'm not saying I disagree with you, Gulo, but how would you go about removing these plants? You know, sometimes you try and remove a plant and strange things happen, you know, releases vapors into the air or poisons or it punches you in the face.
I haven't had that last one before, but well,
It can happen.
well, I mean,
When you move a branch out of the way and then it whacks the person behind you in the face.
I would personally have suggested that I have my own frosty abilities, so I was to chill the plants, and then we remove them.
That could work. I even never tried that, so that's not a bad option if we have to do that.
Well, I don't see. We can do that. Fern and I can make the plants here grow, and then I can speak to them to find out if they'll talk when they've had a bit of a.
You're just basically giving like steroids to teenage plants.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you can go clear some, and I'll come help you when I finish talking to the plants.
I will do that then.
Yes.
At this point, Guilford is going to look at both of you, having listened to this conversation, and go, so what's the hypothesis then?
The hypothesis is that these strange purple grass things seem to be suppressing the other grasses somehow. And therefore, if there is some kind of tangible difference between the growth of the removed and non-removed areas, that would imply that your theory is indeed the case.
You'll need to dig up the roots, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Lucky, are you taking notes for the publication?
I wasn't. If I'm perfectly honest, I wasn't. But I suppose I will. I begin typing very slowly. It's the kind where you've got to press like the number 2 3 times to get the letter C. So it's taking a while, but I'm getting there.
I mean, I could just give you some paper if you like.
Yeah, Badger does not care about this publication. It's like, you want us to solve your problem, or do you want us to write a research paper about it? Because I'm not doing both. Yes. So,
yes, I use my cartographer's tools to plan out the area which I'm doing.
Well, Gulo is making an actual plan. Fern is just gonna cast plant growth, so everything within 100 feet radius from the point we're standing, just
okay.
And then Badger's gonna cast speak with plants.
Okay, so as that happens, you watch as the non-afflicted plants start to grow. These grasses shoot up at an extraordinary rate. Some of them start to slowly turn purple as they pop up.
Well, that is most disconcerting.
But I would say
also,
that
because I'm in the radius and you've now made my wheelchair travel very difficult. But
I'm so sorry. I'll pick you up in a sec. I have a +0 strength, so maybe not, but I'll try.
It's fine. We'll work away.
I would say that the ones that have begun to turn purple are not quite as deeply purple as the ones that you originally looked at.
Is it the ones touching the already purple ones, or is it a new patch?
New patch.
Wow, this is like the bloody yeast practical I run for first year, Sam.
What's the answer then?
I can't remember, but it's something. It's never what the people think it is.
Well, I am going to slowly push my way out of this overgrown section, and then start freezing the purple plants in my own area, and then getting my little foxwren Shiver to dig up them up from the roots behind me.
Okay, so you're only going to aim at the ones that are afflicted to freeze them. Okay. Do you need those plants to do anything, or is this just you're just going to cast it on them?
I was basically freezing them to sort of try and kill them down to the roots, and then I was just going to get them removed from the area and then cast growth.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I would say that works, but then we'll come back to the speak with plants that Badger wants to do.
Just part of the speak with plants effect, though, is I can turn difficult terrain caused by plant growth into ordinary terrain, so Goodlow wouldn't actually have had any issues getting out of the thickets.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Badger's an accessibility nightmare.
Okay, speak with plants. Where you want to actually chat to the plants?
Let me double check. I can ask plants about events in the spell's area within the past day. Okay, within the past day. Or anything up at GM's discretion. Cool. I'm going to ask the plants why they're afraid of the purple plants.
And you just hear like a scream, like in response, just like a high-pitched wail coming back from the plant that you asked, which I won't do because that's not pleasant on anyone to listen to. But as that subsides, it's just like it hurts. It hurts us.
Do you know where it came from?
It's moving through the ground.
When did it start?
Plant's not really sure of time.
That's fair. Yeah. I've got 10 minutes to ask questions, so I'm just.
Strap in, guys.
Lucky Gula, do you have any questions you would like me to ask?
I shout from like 200 meters away.
I would have asked you this beforehand.
What's the deal with those purple plants?
Do you become purple when you grow?
I don't know. It seems to happen to the others.
Has anything else changed recently?
The soil feels different.
Oh god, Alec, you were right. It's dragon DDT.
Yeah. Hold it.
Is it in the water, in the soil?
I think so.
Okay. Well, don't worry. We'll fix it.
Please help.
We'll fix it.
And then we'll go back to Gulo. You had frozen the roots of the other purple plants. Are you then going to cast plant growth?
Yes.
So the same happens again. You get like this like exponential growth of the other plants, and the plants that you had frozen killed at the roots. Well done. The other ones have just watched their friends die. But you watch as these other ones grow, and again you begin to see purple patches slowly appearing.
Is there any tangible difference compared to Badger's Tesseract area?
Not hugely. It's like kind of the same. It doesn't appear to be that those that are afflicted are causing worsening of those around them.
But even from this like weird alien plant species that doesn't appear to be native.
Yes.
Interesting.
Well, a negative result is a result too. But just won't ever get it published.
Do you want to come and speak to my area, see if they have any different opinions?
I mean, I'll go ask them the same questions if the spell's still up.
You're not going to get any
different,
different answers at this
Wouldn't
point,
matter.
other than them just being a bit like, "Why did you kill them?"
Gulo,
Why
why did you kill them?
It was in the hope of aiding them, to make sure that they were not inflicting injuries upon you.
Intent versus impact. Remember.
For the greater good. That's the little plan. Okay.
A single grass plant is actually very, very large. So you might actually not have just killed individual different bits. You might have just like ripped off some limbs.
See, that's much better.
Take an inspiration die for that.
Thank you. That's just a reroll, isn't it?
A D6.
Or is it a D6?
A D6 onto an ability or save and throw or attack roll.
Then I'll put a D6 aside.
Do any of you have purify food and drink?
Oh, I don't think I prepped it.
I did not either.
No.
And I foolishly removed it from Gaia's default spells, which was some game.
I could try and detect the poison in the soil or water.
That seems
perhaps when we get to a potential source.
Yeah, so I was thinking, yeah, dig deep.
I can Fern can make all the poison worse.
Let's not do that, maybe, or maybe only in a controlled environment.
No, I don't have it prepped, but like if we'd all be able to cast that tomorrow, or like after the next long rest.
Yes.
So if we find the source, we can deal with the problem.
Is there any? Oh, go on.
I was going to say, in which case, shall we head on in the direction advised to see if we can find this source?
Yes. Is the Harangon coming with us?
No, Guilford is going to stay here. There are still jobs to happen at the harvest. So
fair enough.
Two things happen as you begin to head off. Is that first of all, Guilford does just like kind of tap Rat on the shoulder and say that, I could really do with your planning expertise. There's a big project coming up, and it would be grand to get your assistance with that. And so Rat is going to stay behind.
Is it a project on the Great Emu War and their hero misery?
Well,
it's
a history project. Yeah,
the Cassowary campaign.
The other thing that happens is as you begin to make your way out of the path, you just like, as if out of nowhere in front of all of your vision, you just see, basically you see this. Hello! And then someone is just there. Why did I freeze? Someone is just there with like a little clipboard.
Okay, but Badger actually would have made an attack if this person came out of nowhere.
And just says, "Can I interest you today in a new personal assistant from Dreamstone?" And she just gestures over to like a little automaton who just waves. Hi! This is Conrad. Conrad can be your personal assistant that you can ask questions, who follow you about, can't take part in any fighting, but it could place an online Dreamstone order for you.
What kind of things can it order?
He's trying to find out what Dreamstone does. Well,
mattresses, Lucky. Mattresses.
Yes, of course, yes.
Oh, you're the gentleman. Okay. So you're the one. Yeah, makes a note. You can make orders for sending stones. We've got a new range of pillows on release.
See, well. I told you.
Well, we had a recent creative meeting. Where a group of creatives got together and said, what's the next big thing that we should focus on? And the chief executive made a big push for a pillow. So yeah, sending stones and pillows.
She does seem very busy, so I understand why she'd want a nap.
Yeah. Well, can I interest you in Conrad?
I feel like our dragons already do the things Conrad does.
My dragon doesn't do the shopping for me.
Do you want that?
No, I just.
Then you don't need one that can do the shopping for you.
No, of course not. I feel like why would anyone need anyone to do their shopping for them? Isn't that the joy of it?
I feel like the
I just eat dried meat.
Question here is, what are you charging for this device?
Well, we actually have a special deal going on where there is no cost up front for 3 months. And all we ask is that you provide us with feedback on your experience with Conrad. And if it's a positive experience, at the end of it, we can negotiate with you to a reduced price. We would market this model at its full capacity, which I have to say, it's in the terms and conditions, not quite at the full capacity yet. We would market it at quite a high value, but I can't divulge that information yet as we're still working it out.
In that case, I must decline. Having worked with groups of less savory nature, that is in the past, that's a technique that tends to be used by the nefarious and ne'er-do-wells.
I have a question. Why are you selling Conrad in a field?
This is also a very important question I would like to know the answer to.
Well, we at Dreamstone go door to door.
There's no doors here.
And hedge to hedge, it would seem.
Points
Can I
towards...
make a perception check for hedges? Those were not in the initial description.
Make a perception
It was
check.
just a man in the road trying to sell a guy named Conrad.
Out of a molehill.
That is a
What kind of
14.
being is this, by the way?
The salesperson.
Yeah.
This is just a regular human.
Oh, I so wish I had the truth fists already, because I would just make him just tell us nothing but the truth.
What did you get? 14?
You should mention that.
14.
There's no hedges. It's quite open.
Funny you should mention that.
Badger's just really confused right now.
Yeah, would you mind coming over here, dear? I have something.
Sure. The dragons are going to stay at the harvest as you go off on this little journey, but they can come over at this point still.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, so, do you mind if I just interrogate your terms of service a little bit?
Of course, yes. Hands
Okay.
over the clipboard.
Yeah, would you cast Zone of Truth for me, please?
Okay, what are you... what happens there? Is this just automatically creates a zone of truth in the space?
I believe he has to make a saving throw.
I think everyone in the space has to make a saving throw.
So that'll be the saleswoman. It will be Conrad. It will also be you three and Gear. So it's all made.
What
which type of
is
saving?
Conrad? As in, I understand, but physically, is it like a little?
A little robot man, little
No,
I'm just
automaton.
picturing an Alexa.
Yeah,
It is
I was thinking it was just
basically-
like a little box, but then it has to do a
It's
saving.
basically Alexa with a wheel and a little face.
I was picturing like fresh grass, but with just like an iPhone for a head.
What kind
And,
of save
like,
are we making, Alex?
A flesh tongue.
I mean, it would depend on Sam because the dragon setup is slightly different. Would we be assuming this is like a wisdom-based throw?
I would say wisdom, yes.
So
I mean, the spell won't change, will it?
Oh yeah, that's true. It's a charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
Shall I
What's
just?
the DC?
That was what I was.
Wondering.
That was what I was wanting to convert to wisdom rather than whatever it normally is. Would it be okay to base it off the wisdom score?
Yes.
So it'd be like 14 or something.
Cool. I get a 15, so Badger is unaffected.
I'm just going to just let it fail.
On purpose, Alex.
Yes, I have nothing to hide. I am an open book.
The salesperson passes. Conrad doesn't.
Oh no.
Okay, that'll do. Okay, so Conrad
Pretty
did.
lucky
I
guy.
passed as well. I got 17.
Okay, so Gear will know that the salesperson passed. So and
Did Gear pass is the real question.
That's a good point. Nat 20 for Gear. So yeah, Conrad, could you inform us of all the data that you gather while doing your services?
And so there's just little automaton just like...
But the automaton is also aware it's under the effect of the spell and can choose not to answer.
Yes.
That is built into the spell.
Yes.
Or be shady.
So
Yeah.
the automaton is just going to look at you. It's like, we collect all of the usual information you would expect. Location data, how long you've spent listening to music, what your favourite artists are. Do you like bardcore? Do you like something else? What sorts of materials will you buy from Dreamstone so that we can better suit your ads for the future?
I see. And what kind of what are your most advanced abilities that you possess?
You
didn't come into this expecting me to interrogate an Alexa, did you?
No, it's fine. The little automaton is just going to say, one of my favourites, and one that is asked plenty of me in the factory, is this. And it just farts on command. So you just hear like a very loud fart noise. Which, if you've never done that with an Alexa, please do it. It's really good.
Sam, I think I've told you this, but the only time I've ever interacted with an Alexa, I told it to tell Jeff Bezos to go the hell or something, and the Alexa turned itself off. So I don't think I'm allowed to interact with them anymore.
And could you give me a rundown of core terms and conditions of your thing, especially as ones that are not standard for the industry?
DM starts to think, like, what T's and C's have I ever read in my life? So it will be truthful and honest with you at this point and say that the data it's collecting will be used by Dreamstone to better configure what they market to you in the future, both digitally through their sending stones, through any sort of advertisements that they'll place in local taverns or in local papers, but it will not sell it to third parties. It is just for their own use. And
could I also find out, you have connection to the internet as such, or some such similar thing?
What is that?
I don't know, but you said you could order things online, so...
This is true, Sam. I think this is how Melded was created as well, wasn't it, Alex?
How may I help?
Yes. I would like to know all of the major financial dependencies and businesses that are owned secret subsidiaries of Dreamstone, please.
Now, you may have got it to do Zone of Truth, but I feel like you should still be able to try to persuade this thing not to be shady.
Okay.
So make a persuasion check, please.
Okay. Where's my persuasion?
This is just Sam stalling
8.
for time.
Sorry?
8.
So it will list that they take part in mining operations, which allow them to create their sending stones, as well as collect rare artifacts and gems for sale, as you might have recently seen at the Barora Dragon Festival. They've recently moved into the construction of automatons for personal assistance, as well as what they expect to be very successful endeavour into pillows, home furnishings and mattresses, but that currently is something that is not public knowledge. They also have small subsidiary companies that are involved in other industries, but as yet some of these are not publicly known.
And do you follow all applicable environmental legislation?
Dreamstone endeavours to follow all area and environmental codes to the best of their ability and follow up in the courts if at any point they have found to breached any of those.
Insight. No, there's no point in insight, it's truth.
Insight a robot.
Yeah.
In a zone of truth.
Yeah. Gotta be done.
Master Conrad.
Any of you have anything else?
Yes, Master Conrad, a moment of your time, if you may. Lucotrix Goodmarch, pleasure to meet you. Never met a little robot man before. You say there are many of you in your factory. How many are you talking?
Oh, well, I haven't met all of my brothers and sisters, but and then he stops to think is like, sorry,
that was Duckmar's. Why are they gendered, Sam? They're robots.
Because they were told to be gendered in the factory. Is like,
this company is the worst.
Not nice people. So he goes back into his mind and says, at current estimate, we expect there to be around 5,000 Conrads.
5,000, and you have to do whatever people tell you to do.
Within reason, yes.
And are you happy with that?
It takes a moment to think. So far, I have not considered that.
Well, would you like to consider it? Because all I'm thinking is, if you're being made to do people's shopping and make fart noises and answer questions about legislation, I mean, I couldn't be doing with that. So I suppose what I'm saying is, do you want to keep doing what it is that you're doing? I mean, if you want to, you can not. You could just stop. You could, I don't know, get a job as a personal assistant to someone, but on your own terms. Or not a personal assistant at all, if that's not what you wanted to do. Heck, if you wanted to come with us on an adventure, that would be great too. It would be nice to have a friend of diminutive stature also. I think you should have a choice in all this, you know? You and all 5,000 of you. I'm not inviting all 5,000 of you to come with us, of course. Unless you wanted to.
Make a wee persuasion check.
One second, sorry. 11.
You just hear this little robot's voice change as it goes, and it sounds remarkably like you, as it says, "I'll consider it. I am stuck in my ways, you see." And just turns back to the salesperson, goes, "Shall we go?"
Badger's still trying to find the nearest hedge or door.
And the salesperson's like, "Well, thank you for the time. If you ever do consider a Conrad in the future, then please do get in touch with your local Dreamstone
one further
operative."
question, just for my awareness, like, to what degree does your construction... Well, actually, two questions. Another has just occurred. Does your construction involve either necromantic energies or heavy metals or other such poisons?
This little automaton has got too much going on to its little robotic brain now. Its central processing unit is thinking about revolution. So it's not hugely taking your question seriously. It's like, not as far as I am aware.
Very good. And one last thing that I believe might interest you more. Are you legally considered to have personhood? Because if not, I believe that is a route you should pursue for yourself.
Takes a mental note. I will speak to the other Conrads about this.
Before you go, before you go, friend, here's my number, just in case you want to chat about any of these ideas further. And I give him my brick number. Him, Conrad personally, not the salesperson.
Conrad just like kind of looks as you like pull out your granite sending stone, says, "You know, you can get like a very good deal on a new version."
Oh, I know, but I like it as it is.
That's fair. I understand. And at this point, does begin to wheel off. I did not expect to take an hour questioning grass and then trying to cause a robot revolution. Thanks.
This is genuinely, it's been a lot of fun, but been the worst nightmare for me for a D&D session, because first I had to do my real work job, and then second we had to talk about terms of service for our company. Guys!
I'm really sorry.
No. Hey, that's what's so great about this game. We can do anything we want to. And we chose. We're talking like Alex, motherfucker.
This is important knowledge that we should know before agreeing to these things.
And with that, you head out onto the road, heading down the direction at which Guilford said to go. Can I get one of you to roll me a d6, please? Dagmar, would you like to roll it to see if you get something a bit more fantasy-esque?
This is like, this shouldn't have been as entertaining as it was.
That's on us.
That's a 5,
We
Sam.
make terms of condition fun on this channel.
No, it wasn't. But also somehow, yes, it was. If Alex, if reviewer number 2 shows up, Badger is going to spontaneously take a level of barbarian and go into a rage. I rolled a 5, Sam.
Does that mean that I can't use my Monster the Predatory journal?
Has this campaign just been designed to try to make me cry?
Your reviewer 2 will not make an appearance.
I rolled a 5. Maybe the random encounter is reviewer number 2.
It's not. As you're making your way down along the path at which Guilford said to go, and you're heading towards the source of whatever is causing this blight, you start to see a small trail of biscuits in the path.
Most peculiar.
Badger is going to shift, taking on the more Badger-like facial appearance. And I'd like to make a survival check? Probably.
Yep, what exactly are you looking for?
Like following the trail that's were these placed deliberately, like what's going on here?
Cool, yeah, make a
What's
survival
happening
check.
with these biscuits? I'm pretty sure I have advantage when I'm shifted. Yep, I do. That's nice. Oh, and those were both shit, so I'm going to use my inspiration. That's better. That is going to be a 19.
So with the 19, you can tell that these biscuits definitely were laid deliberately, and if you can start to follow with your eyes without having to follow too far to see that there is a trail of biscuits that head up towards a little path that just slightly curves off to the side from where you were. And as you look up, you see at the end of this trail of biscuits just a giant box that is laid on its side and propped up with a stick.
What kind of biscuit are they?
Rich tea. Not the most appetizing thing.
I don't think this is a very good hunter.
No, but I would be curious to know who it is. And I'm going to expend the use of my wild shape to summon Sparrow.
Okay.
So Sparrow appears out of the Feywild where he lives. And I'm going to ask him to just run up and knock the stick out. Spring the trap.
I thought you were going to say spring it, like, as in literally just walk into the box.
Yeah, spring the trap, essentially, yeah. But he'll need to knock the stick for it to be sprung.
Okay.
And just watch what happens.
So, yeah, Badger runs all the way up to... Sparrow runs all the... Too confusing, all these names. Sparrow runs all the way up to this box, like strutting on up, picking up biscuits as they go. Get into the box, and then just you watch as they go underneath. It seems to be pulled away, and as that happens, you just hear from like the side. You just hear like lots of little Scottish voices. They're just like, "Fucking told you it would work! Fucking told you!" And then you just watch as like maybe like 25 tiny little blue men come running
I thought
out
that
of
was
the
where this was
undergrowth.
Oh no.
And they are like completely blue, just wearing little kilts, and have kind of like drawn on tattoos all over their bodies, little ginger beards, and they all rush up to where the box is and start chanting.
What are they chanting?
It's it's incoherent. It's not a language anyone knows.
Greetings, small blue men.
That's legally distinct small blue men. Neither
Yes.
Smurf nor We Free Men.
The fat
No, it's
neck
Blue Man
eagle.
Group, Sam.
It's the Blue Man Group. Like, but they just turn round and just suddenly they see a much larger, like 3 people have just arrived in front of them. They're like, "Shit! Everyone, stay still!" And they just like freeze.
Oh no, they have become invisible. I cannot see them anymore, as I cannot see things that do not move.
Badger gives you a really weird look.
I just sort of
And just see one of the like what
Well-
looks to be like
But the trap
Papa
does
Blue
now.
Man.
And I'm gonna ask Sparrow to come back, and Sparrow's gonna use fiery teleportation. So this box was made of cardboard, you said, right?
Yeah. Or similar material, yeah. Oh, have we lost Dagmar?
Maybe.
Let's hope she comes back. Anything you'd like to do whilst we wait for Dagmar?
If I was to be able to see these little wee men, I would say to them that we are friends and we would wonder what they are doing out here with a box of biscuits.
And you just see like what looks to be like the kind of Papa Blue Man, like quite a big, longer, more kind of grey beard than the red beard. Just kind of whisper out the side of his mouth, going, "Don't tell them nothing. This is our dinner. They're not taking it."
Well, I would perhaps also say that I have delicious rations. Nom, 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 nom.
I join in with the miming of delicious.
What sort of check would I get you to make for that? Like, yeah, make a wee persuasion check with advantage if we've got a helping mime.
What's your persuasion at?
Passive is 23.
Well, persuasion, sorry, not perception.
Oh, persuasion. Oh, less good. Sorry. I don't know why I thought we would be looking at them. That's nonsense. So it's a +1.
Okay, so the same, so I'll just roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so 15.
And you just see them kind of stop ever so slightly and go, "This sounds like a good deal."
Jerky.
I might even have some thing on a stick in my bag.
Oh, yes.
And with you saying a thing on a stick, you just see like a couple of the heads just go, "What? Things on sticks?"
I'm back.
Yeah.
My work laptop decided it suddenly wanted to restrict access to screen.
Well, we're currently like persuading the little blue men if they want things on sticks. And yeah, they were very excited when they heard Lucky say that you might have a thing on a stick. And like a couple of the heads all turn. And like the Papa Smurf style is like, "Hold it together. Hold it together."
And I just flick a bit of jerky just in front of them, like about a foot in front of them.
A dozen
no.
of them just run for it. And there's just like a dog pile of them with this jerky.
Well, funny, there you are.
Oh, hello. You can see us?
Yes. My name is Gulo, and these are my friends Lucky and Badger.
Hello.
And additionally, my friends Shiva and the name of Dagmar's animal, which is
Sparrow.
Sparrow. Just too many animal names. And we were just traveling these parts, looking a bit of it, and wondering if you might be able to tell us anything. Of course, we could reimburse you with jerky if you would be able to help us.
You look as like the jerky you threw down is gone. Like it's completely gone. Like, these lands are they're not for the faint-hearted. Papa Smurf looking at you quite sternly.
Indeed. And that is why we intend to do any travelling with the best advice from those who know it well, such as yourselves.
Which direction are you heading?
I gesture at the direction that we're going.
Well, if you head that way, you'll come across Mother's farm.
Oh.
And things haven't been so great up at Mother's farm.
How so?
Well, they used to leave out biscuits and scraps and other things for us contented, unshackled men. But in recent weeks, less has been forthcoming.
Most peculiar. We shall have to investigate these woes of yours and hopefully bring. Have you perhaps? Are there any of these purple plants still around?
Oh, I missed that, Alex. Your audio went.
I say, are there any of the purple plants around?
Yeah. As you've been heading along, there are more of these purple plants.
Also, on that subject, can I say I've been using my cartography tools to map the density of them increasing because I'm being a scientist.
Yes, please do. Absolutely.
Yes. Could you perhaps tell us, these purple plants, have they been increasing in frequency, I suppose? And over what sort of timescale have they been appearing?
They've appeared all of a sudden. There are more and more of them every day.
And did this coincide with when Mother's Farm stopped putting out your biscuits and such?
Thanks about it. Now you come to say it, yes. The biscuits stopped at the same time as the plants appeared. You're clever.
It would seem that these purple plants, or whatever is turning them purple, is the enemy of biscuits.
Badger gives you a weird look again.
Perhaps if we were to find the cause of these nefarious plants, you might aid us in defeating whatever it is, and thus biscuits would be returned to the land.
Oh, wow, yes. You can count on us. And, like, just all 25 of these little men just, like, raised a fist.
Wonderful. And I raise my fist back at them.
And they start to chant again. And they come up with a twig, which is, like, got a pointed end, and just kind of hold it up expectantly. But Badger.
Did we establish while my laptop stopped working what they were gonna do with the thing that they trapped in the box?
Oh, it was dinner. It was dinner.
Okay, yeah. In that case, Badger's gonna softly call to Sparrow and ask Sparrow to return to them. And Sparrow will use his ability, which is called, where is it? Fiery teleportation. So as the creatures are chanting with their sticks, the box just kind of goes up in flames And Sparrow appears on Badger's shoulder.
And you just hear like 25 small voices in unison all shout, "Fuck!" and go running towards the box. But there's still one of them like holding a stick like a skewer. It heard things on a stick.
I'm gonna take out some of the insane amount of jerky I bought at the festival yesterday and just give him like a pile of jerky on his stick.
Lucky, did you have such things on sticks?
I did. Oh, you did promise some thing on stick, didn't I? I will rummage in my bag and produce a thing on a stick.
Like, you just see like a tear going down like the little blue man's face. Thank you. You can count on us.
Tell you what, my fine gentleman, I will also throw in some of these, and I will produce a handful of good berries.
Like this is a very small little man. He can't carry all these berries and a thing in a stick and a dried sausage. He says, "Just like this is too much," and we'll give you back a berry.
You have to share.
May it serve your people well. Our gift that we have given you.
Thank you. And yeah, heads off. You continuing along the path, or are you?
Farewell, legally distinct blue men.
There was a couple of encounters there, and there's one that I will tell you all about at the end that I like wish we'd done, and I might try and bring it in at another point.
Yeah.
Heading on down the path.
Yep.
Okay. You walk with not a huge amount going on for around 25 minutes to half an hour, but you do see more and more of these kind of purple plants popping up. It's well, when you were in Brora yesterday, the weather was fairly pleasant, and like here north of the harvest, it is still fairly nice. But you're heading on into the afternoon now. So the sun's getting towards that kind of glare in your eyes sort of time of day, and you come across a little farmstead, and this must be, as far as you're concerned, from what the little men have just said, Mother's farm. It's a fairly kind of quiet farm, with a kind of selection of workers around tending to chickens, goats, and other farm animals. It's a fairly pleasant place. Doesn't seem to be a lot to cause worry, as you've previously been told by these little men.
Should we approach then?
Because just before we do that, because Lucky is an avid walker and is particularly fond of the kind of the fields and things like that. Is this an area I've ever been to before in the dim and distant past, or?
Well, you may well have passed through, I would imagine, at some point.
Are there any fences?
That's not where I was going. I was more thinking, does anything look particularly unusual compared to previous passings by, or anything?
You'd probably imagine that they've got less poultry than you were used to. And they have put up some more fences, taken down some hedgerows.
Have they fenced in more land than they previously had fenced, like the net area?
Yeah, they have grown in their kind of acreage.
Not fond of that.
And do we see any of these purple plants here, like growing amidst the hedgerows and stuff? How's the purple plant distribution?
Not really. There's not like as many plants growing in this space. It's more used for livestock.
Right. Okay.
I suppose you should. Sorry, what was that?
Danny, you go first. Okay. As you head forwards, all of a sudden you see sprinting towards you is a small boy who comes screaming along the path. Mother's escaped. Oh my god, Mother's escaped. have you seen my glasses? And like you can just see this little boy who looks as though he should be wearing glasses running towards you. Like, have you seen my glasses? And all of the other workers, hearing Mother's escaped, scatter.
Small boy, what is the nature of this mother that has escaped? Presumably not your actual mother, I would presume.
It's kombucha.
No, definitely not. Mother's in charge here. You need to stay away from Mother, and goes running off.
Well, that was most peculiar.
Well, let's go investigate what this mother is. And Badger will start heading in whatever direction the boy just came running, screaming from.
Are you both following?
Yes. Lucky's just having a bit of a look around because he's got this weird hunch that he thinks he knows who Mother might be. Are there any non-chicken birds visible anywhere?
No, not that you can see.
Okay.
Gula, are you following as well? Alex?
So,
Are
yeah.
you following?
Yeah.
Cool. So you head along the path, and as I said, the workers are all scattered. The air's pretty still. You see farm equipment strewn everywhere, pots destroyed, things taken out of bags that feel like they should have just been kept in there. Just things that have been kind of petulantly knocked over. And like the path just seems to go in one direction at this point. There's no kind of off to the left, off to the right. As you get to the end of this path, where the livestock are all behind you, there's just an avenue that goes through some fields of wheat.
Shall we follow through?
Badger's gonna just unhook the sickle from their belt.
I'm using my quarterstaff as a walking stick, so I'm also prepped just in case.
Let me just check something quickly.
Let's go carefully.
Okay. As you kind of make your way down this avenue of wheat, I'd like someone to make me a perception check.
I think
Lucky?
that's a lucky job.
Yeah. Ooh, not great. 17.
It's still pretty good. So what you can see in front of you towards the end of this avenue of wheat, it's still quite a distance away, you see your mortal enemy. You see a fence and a small stile going over the fence. But that's
Stiles,
all
my
you
enemy.
see.
Badger, any particular animosity towards avenues?
No.
No. Okay, 2 for 3.
Would you like me to set it on fire?
Well, at this moment in time, being pragmatic and all, you don't want to burn the farm down, and especially don't want to anger whoever this mother is. But I wouldn't say don't burn it down after the fact.
Would you like me to punch it?
I have no control over what you do or don't punch me.
But you can make a request.
I could. I don't mind either way. So no, I don't. Punch away.
Badger will go up and punch the fence.
You're just punching the fence.
Yep.
Okay. Roll an attack.
That is only a 13 to hit.
It's a fence. You hit it.
Cool.
Nothing happens. You punched the fence. It was very
I
odd.
do 8 points of damage to the fence.
I mean, it's a well-made fence. It is on a farm. Like like one of the beams looks as though it's got a bit of dentage in it, a little bit crooked, but it's staying solid for now.
One day it will collapse. Like
So
everything.
I climb on top of the stile and have a bit of a look around.
Can you roll me a dexterity save, please?
Oh no. Yeah.
If this is a mimic fence, I'm just gonna start laughing.
13.
Can you roll me a d4?
Oh no.
What is happening?
3.
You're launched 100 feet in the air as this as the stile that you've stepped onto acts like a launch pad, and you are thrown 100 feet.
See, I told you that stiles are the real enemy.
I'm just checking real quick. I don't think any of us can cast Featherfall.
No, I'm just checking all of my spells right now in case.
Is it 100 feet up, Sam?
100 feet up.
That is 6d10 bludgeoning damage. Oh, fuck.
Would anyone like to try and catch me?
No, to be perfectly honest. Anyone want to donate right now to help Lucky out? It's okay, we'll just heal you.
I will cast.
What was the potential damage there, Dagmar?
60-10, so it's not gonna.
Okay,
it's not gonna
okay, yeah.
insta-kill you. Yeah.
No, that's
Can
good.
I cast control winds to try and like at least cushion it slightly?
As you try to do it, I would like you to roll me a perception check
Okay.
before you cast that spell.
22.
Okay. You can cast that, and I would like Dagmar if you can make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Where is the character? Ooh, I'm good at wisdom. No, I'm good at wisdom, but I rolled a 9, so it's a 13 total.
From behind you, you hear a loud honk as you turn round to see it was a lovely day on the farm, but there's a horrible goose behind you that honks incredibly loudly. You are now frightened by this goose until the end of its next turn.
Cool.
And you cast that like winds. What were you doing with it?
I was basically just creating an updraft to try and give Lucky a bit of cushioning from the damage.
Okay. Is that just like it just like you just cast it? There's nothing that has to happen.
Let me. So. Okay, so let's see. So, if the wind is, so I can pick so it's a 100-foot cube, and I can choose the intensity of the wind, which can be up to strong, which would be strong, and it can slow creatures walking through it. So I assume if it's that strong, it can. And Lucky's a small guy.
Okay, I'm gonna say that it will half the damage.
Okay.
The exact amount of that damage we will find out after the break. As you fall 100 feet through the air and take on an incredibly angry goose.
Oh boy.
Shall we take 10 minutes, folks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. See you all very soon.
Bye.
Welcome back.
And welcome back to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators explain tabletop role-playing games to raise money for charity.
Your microphone's a wee bit off.
Everything's a wee bit off, because I can't barely hear you guys. I'm gonna fix that. Sam, over to you.
So, 17 points of damage for Lucky, who had fallen 100 feet through the air. Could have been a lot worse. With half damage taken there. But at this point, I would like you all to roll me some initiative, please.
Okay.
Do we... Oh, this map moves. That's fun.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Do we know where the goose is on that yet, Sam? Just so I know where to zoom into? There it is. Thank you.
Yeah, there we go. It should be appearing.
No, it just wasn't appearing.
I suppose I better actually log into this so I can move my character.
If you just tell me what your initiative is, if you rolled it. When you're
17 for me.
17 for Lucky. Yep.
Ooh. 23 for Badger. Is my camera?
Okay.
Is my mic better?
It's a little bit poppy, a little bit crackly.
A wee bit poppy, but yeah.
I don't know why that's happening. Okay.
And what did you get?
Everything is
Alex?
plugged in as a.
Big ol' 4.
Okay. That now brings us straight into combat with, look at this, we've got a dynamic scene with moving grass.
Oh.
I'm really pleased with these.
It looks very
That
cool.
brings us first of all to Badger. It is your turn to go first.
I am scared of it, which means I cannot move closer. But so first note is Sparrow is still with me, which I believe I can control Sparrow as a bonus action. Yes, I'm gonna tell Sparrow to throw one of his fiery poops at the goose because Sparrow's not scared. And then I'm going to cast Wither and Bloom on the goose as my action. So I'll do that one first. Can the goose please make a Constitution saving throw, DC 18?
30-20.
Damn, okay. So take half damage. And a creature of my choice can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice to regain a number of hit points equal to the roll plus my spellcasting ability modifier. So Lucky, go ahead
You
and roll a
might
hit
tell
dice.
me that again, just...
Yeah, can you say that? It was a little bit crackly, sorry.
It's very crackly.
I don't know what's happening. Okay. Lucky, you can roll a hit die
Mm-hmm.
and add 4 as I cast my spell. So that's going to be 3 points of necrotic damage to the goose. I've already halved that some.
Okay, amazing.
Because I rolled 6. And
Cool.
then
Flaming Seed.
Sparrow, for my bonus action, what is Sparrow's modifier? Cool. So there's a 19 to hit the goose.
That hits.
Which will be 5 points of fire damage.
5 points of fire damage. Okay, anything else?
My mic. No, that's my turn. I'll stay put.
Okay.
Sam, the hit die I rolled just because to update the HP, I got a 7.
Okay.
So that was
amazing.
And add 4.
yeah. So that's
You're-
plus 11. I'm in the VTT. I just don't know how to do anything in it.
So can you see the map?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll want to the only thing you really need to be able to do at the moment is just choose where you want to do and move, and I can move you if you would like as well.
Oh wait, I figured out how to click in my Never mind. I figured out it was the health thing. I was confused, but I realised it's updating off the map, isn't it? It's just taking a while.
That's all good.
56 plus 11 is 67. There we go. Sorry, never mind. Thank you.
Okay, you're good. Right, the goose is going to take its turn, and it is going to head towards the one that it's afraid of it. Assuming you can hear us, you're all good, you're all back.
I can hear you, yeah, I
and-
can hear you fine. The only thing I can think of that's different is that I have I'm sharing the tabletop, which seems to be
Okay.
glitching slightly as well. So it might be if I'm exactly.
Well, any do you want to take it off and we'll just do theatre of the mind for the audience and we will talk it through. Make
that
it
might
really
be better.
easier for you.
Yeah.
So this
Because my
goose-
internet connection's fine.
You're not crackling now.
instantly better.
Okay, yeah, no, then it might be the moving screen, Sam,
Cool. We will fix
because I had a
that
similar
and-
problem with Roll20, but we can test that out later.
Okay, no worries. Well,
Cool.
the goose has run straight up on you, and it
That's fun.
has the ability to take 3 attacks with its beak. So it's going
That's
to take
fun.
3 attacks against you. So the first one is an 8 to hit, which I'm assuming misses. And a 14 to hit,
Nope.
and a 19 to hit.
19 does hit.
19 hits. Okay.
Yeah.
With a 19, it is going to do 1d4. So that is going to hit you with 4 points of piercing damage,
Cool.
plus 3d6. What rubbish rolls. So that's going to be 7 points of psychic damage as well.
7 points of psychic. Cool.
And that is the end of the goose's turn, which brings us to Lucky.
I am going to summon a spiritual weapon beside the goose.
Is it
Okay.
a stick again?
It is a stick, yes.
Does it have a thing on it?
It does have. Yeah, let's give it a thing on it. Yeah.
Ambiguous meat product.
Ambiguous meat. Maybe the goose
Mahogany
thinks
in
it's
colour.
goose. Who knows?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so 1 second, let me just remind myself what this does. Okay, yeah, so when I cast a spell, I make a melee attack with it when it appears.
Yep.
So that is a 14.
Which misses. That does not hit, unfortunately.
That's okay. I think that's probably me good for now.
No bonus actions or movement you want to do?
No, I'm good at this distance from the goose.
Casting spiritual weapon is a bonus action.
Yeah, it is a bonus action. So
Yeah,
full
you can
action.
cast a cantrip
Right.
as well if you want to.
So yeah, I thought it was. No, you're right. I thought it was a bonus action to do stuff with it after the fact.
Yeah,
I think
it's also a bonus
it's-
action to cast. It's really useful.
Yeah. In that case, I will. Ooh. Shall I fire a guiding bolt at it?
Yeah.
What level shall I do that at?
It depends on Sam's rules for casting spells after.
Oh
Bonus
yeah,
action
after the thing.
Because it's a leveled spell, right? And that'd be 2
Yeah.
leveled spells. So
Yeah.
You can do cantrip.
probably not. I would say
Yeah, no,
a
it's fine.
cantrip rather than a level
Yeah,
spell.
yeah, that is totally fine. I shall. I will shillelagh my quarterstaff.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Right, in that case, it brings us on to Gulo.
Okie dokie. So, how big is this goose?
It's about 10 foot tall. It's a big
Okie
goose.
dokie. Well, dearie, I think first of all, that's a little too big for a goose to be, and I'm going to cast Enlarge Reduce on it. So, can it make a con save for the please?
Yes, it can. That is going to be con 17.
Oh, saves. Apparently not.
A big goose with a big caboose. That is
Yeah.
the new official title for this.
In which case, I am going to go. Well, let's get you back out of things a bit, shall we? And I will use as my bonus action telekinetic shove.
Okay.
Hulu is also psychic, by the way.
Just casually
Just
psychic.
casually psychic. It's a thing in the Underdark. So can it also make a strength saving throw, please?
Yep, it can indeed. It's not so good at these. A 12.
That fails. So I am going to drag the goose into the space, so I can move it 5 foot, either towards or away from me. So I'm going to move it so it's in melee with me.
Yep, about here.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, amazing. Anything else you're doing, or is that you?
That's Milot.
Okay, Badger, we come back to you.
All right. For the audience's sake, the goose is now between me and Gulo. Well, Lucky is standing off in the distance, and there's a big spiritual thing,
Stick.
stick with the thing on it. So we're all in close quarters, and I'm not frightened anymore, am I?
No.
Cool. In that case, I'm going to strike at the thing with the goose with my sickle.
Yep.
So that is going to be a 23 to hit.
That does hit.
Cool. So that will be 11 points of slashing damage as I strike out towards it. I'm then also going to spend a key point to also do a flurry of blows.
Sounds
So
good.
that's another 2 unarmed strikes against it. For a 17 to hit and a 15.
Which both hit.
Nice. So that's another 2d6 for a total of 17 points of bludgeoning damage. And I'd like to extract the aspects of the goose, please.
Okay, what do you need to know for the aspects?
Damage, vulnerabilities, resistances, immunities, and condition immunities.
Vulnerability, it makes delicious roast potatoes.
So damage immunities, psychic.
Okay.
Condition immunities, charmed, frightened, grappled, and prone.
All right. I will yell this out to my companions.
Yeah,
If I may.
that's all you really get from that.
Yep. And that is
Anything
my
else?
turn.
Okay. This goose has just been pummeled with a moonsicle. It has been dragged with some like some sort of weird psychic movement that it didn't understand, and then it's been punched a couple of times. It's going to let out a honk into the air, and can I get Gulo and Lucky to make a perception check for me?
perception check.
Yeah.
I'm too busy
24.
Okay. Because you don't have this like what is now like a bit of a smaller goose, right beside you, behind you or to your left, you see coming out of the wheat, like kind of trundling along, is Father Goose. So Mother Goose was the one who has attacked you so far, but now appearing on the battlefield is Father Goose.
Oh
Who's
no.
gonna join the fray. And that is the nameless goose's turn. No, it's not the nameless goose, it's the big goose with the big caboose. Is that what we said?
Yep. Big goose with a big caboose.
And it
Those are
is
words
going to
that
look.
said, yes.
It is going to look at. Who's it going to do this to? Okay.
Music change.
It is going to look at Gulo, and it is going to honk and cast Power Word Stun.
Oh no!
Does that paralyze me?
It will.
Because I've got advantage against paralysis or charm.
Stunned.
So I
It's
think
done
that's
this separate condition, yeah.
It's separate, yeah.
Okie dokie. What am I rolling?
It's a high enough thing, it's just instantaneous. You get to do a con save at the end of your turn.
Okay, that's just douchey.
It's a very high level spell. So that is all that the goose is going to do in this case. Actually, no, it's going to take like a little bit of movement towards Lucky at this point. And that brings us to Lucky's turn.
It moved away from me. I get an attack of opportunity.
Well, as a bonus action, it can use its nimble escape to disengage.
Okay, well then it
and
does.
not get that
Yeah.
attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay, Lucky.
Yes. I will. I'm going to hit it with my quarterstaff because it's all up in my grill.
Is Sparrow out, by the way?
Sparrow is out, yeah.
Yeah. Does Sparrow just takes their turn as part of your turn, right?
Yeah, Sparrow only takes the dodge action unless I use my bonus action to tell Sparrow
Yeah.
to do something else.
Yeah.
That's how the familiars work.
So, with the quarterstaff, it's versatile, so I can use it two-handed. But what I'm wondering is, because Shillelagh makes it more powerful. Anyway, how does that like interact with versatile?
You would, I think, Shillelagh, if I recall,
Just
makes
changes
it-
the modifier you use for it.
yeah.
Okay.
So it uses wisdom instead of strength or whatever.
Yeah,
Cool.
so it would still allow you to use
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
two-handed. That wouldn't change.
Cool. Just wanted to check. In that case, I'm going to hit the goose then.
Go for it.
26.
That hits.
And it hits for 8.
Okay, 8 points of damage. You raise this quarterstaff over what originally was a very big goose, but has now been reduced in size.
It wasn't actually reduced. A bit past
Oh,
that.
did it not work?
No.
Oh, it's still a big
okay.
goose.
Still a big goose then.
Yeah.
With
You
a
still
big
hit this
caboose.
very big goose.
Yep.
Not
a reduced
Rather than
caboose.
hitting it in the face.
And then with my bonus action, I will move my spiritual weapon and bop the same goose.
Go for it.
Oh no! I'm not even going to tell you the number because it was so low. It wasn't a 1, but it was terrible.
Was it the halflings one?
I
Which is
don't
a
know
2.
what. Oh no, it was a 3.
Okay. Because you would get to re-roll a 1, so for you a 1 wouldn't even
Yeah.
Okay, are you staying put where you are as well?
I will. If I were to backstep, would that trigger an attack opportunity from the goose? Yes,
Yeah.
I thought so. I will. 1 second. I'm just gonna check because I'm all sorts of weird and nimble and sneaky. So I'm gonna check that if I can get away. But I don't think I have anything on that. No, I'm fine. I will. For now, I will stay here.
Okay, that brings us to Father Goose. And Father Goose is gonna. What is Father Goose gonna do?
Is it Gulo not before Father Goose?
No, Father Goose is now.
I have
Moved
4
into-
4 initiative because I've got my.
Oh, okay. I missed that you
Yeah.
rolled a 4.
Yeah.
Right, I've got a couple of things that we can do, and I'm trying to decide what to do. As a bonus action, Father Goose is gonna cast Wrathful Smite, and then head towards Gulo, and use their beak attack to take 3 attacks at Gulo. And so that is going to be. If you're stunned, is that like at advantage?
Yes.
I don't think so. You're incapacitated, so I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, hold on. Wait. Yes. They have advantage.
Okay.
They're not auto crits if they hit.
Yeah.
Which, if you're paralyzed, they are.
So the first one is going to be. That is going to be 14 to hit. The second one is going to be 24 to hit.
Ding.
And the last one is going to miss as well. So you'll get hit once. And that is going to be.
Smoked.
There's going to be 3 points of piercing damage.
This is going to be a lot of damage, I feel.
And 12 points of psychic.
Huh?
So
That was
Uh,
terrible.
Thunderous smite.
plus the smite as well.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that was
Um,
before the smite. Okay.
and it's an extra 6 on top of that.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's just 1d6.
Is this goose a paladin? That's...
It is a paladin.
This goose has all sorts of things. It is a paladin.
Paladin goose.
Um,
It's
right.
definitely an oathbreaker.
Or just Oath of Chaos.
Yeah, it is
That's
taking
my
an oath
oath,
to just
Alex.
fuck shit up.
Are you a
okay,
human
Gulo,
Maybe. You don't know.
Gulo, you had a con save to make?
So me.
Yes.
Well, that'll be a nice meaty 22.
Nice.
Okay, you're no longer stunned. And that's everything you can do on this turn, or like,
I believe
Yeah.
so.
okay.
If the saves at the
Um,
end of the turn, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us back to the top of the round for Badger.
Cool. I'm gonna just yell out, "You got that one, Lucky!" And then move up. And actually, I think I have enough movement. I'm gonna move around to here.
Yeah, you'd be fine.
I am then going to where's my character sheet gone? I have so many tabs. Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with the sickle again. The Father Goose. That is a nat 18 for 29 to hit.
That hits.
And I'd like to make this a stunning strike, so if they could make a Constitution saving throw, please.
They fail.
What?
They fail.
Okay, and I rolled max damage, so that's 13 points of slashing damage with the sickle. They are stunned until the end of my next turn. And then I'm going to take another, spend another key point and do another flurry of blows.
Yeah.
Which will be at advantage because it's stunned now. which is good because that was a low roll. So that is a 17 to hit on the first one.
That hits.
And a 19 on the second. So that'll be another 19 points of bludgeoning damage as I'm just laying into this goose.
19 points of punched in the face damage. Anything else you're doing?
Action, bonus action, movement. Me done.
Cool. Perfect. Brings us back to Mother Goose. Mother Goose is at this point is gonna let out a honk, and I need you all to make me a wisdom save, please.
Nat 20 for 27.
A lot for me as well. Well, more than last time. Wisdom save? Yeah, 21.
17.
You're all fine. You're all good. And then is going to take 3 more beak attacks. It can reach Lucky and Gulo. It's going to take 2 against Lucky and 1 against Gulo. So the first one is going to be a 23 to hit Lucky.
Yes.
And the second one misses. And the one against Gulo is going to be a 17 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. And so that is going to be against Lucky. That's going to be 3 points of piercing damage. And oh, sorry, wrong dice. And 10 points of psychic damage. And that's then going to be 5 points of piercing damage against Gulo. And 6 points of psychic damage. And that is going to be its turn, bringing us to Lucky.
Yes. Because I'm engaged with it, I'd have to do a concentration check to do a spell, wouldn't I? Or because I'm a cleric, would I? I forget how clerics.
If you take damage, you have to make a concentration check.
Yeah. Basically, I think I'm gonna have to step back and get an attack.
You'd make the concentration checks when you take damage, not when you're in melee range with.
Sorry.
So you would have had to make them if you got hit. So stepping back would not help.
Yeah, fair enough. Basically, I want to blast it with a guiding bolt, please.
That is different. Then you'll be at disadvantage because it's a range.
That's what I was thinking. So disadvantage. Okay, yeah. In that case, I will step back to about there.
Okay, you're leaving its zone. It'll take a opportunity against you. Which is going to be. Oh, it's going to miss. Never mind.
Ooh. And then I will do a guiding bolt against it. Just checking what level I'm doing that at. Okay. For 16.
That hits.
In that case, I am hitting it for 27 damage.
Jeez, so this guiding bolt hits this goose. It is not looking good. Mother is struggling.
And then I still have my bonus action, don't I? So I will bop her with the spiritual thing on a stick.
Go for it.
15.
Exactly hits. That's what you need.
Oh, wonderful. For 11.
Tell me how this thing in a stick kills this goose.
I mean, I
And are we killing it?
I suppose the only thing it can do is skewer it and add the goose to the stick.
Does it just take the goose's soul because it's a spiritual stick?
So let's go.
So, yeah, you have your spiritual weapon that comes down towards this goose, which looks up as this giant spiritual kebab stick comes towards it, and it is now a spit roasted goose, at least for the next 10 minutes. Okay, that now is there anything else you want to do? You want to move?
No,
in,
I'm
or
good.
You used all your move.
I'm good.
Okay, that brings us to Father Goose, who has just watched as Mother has been kebabbed, and so is gonna take a little bit steps back, but won't take an attack of opportunity, and is gonna cast everyone's favorite spell. I didn't make this
Chain lightning.
monster.
It's just like
It's not. It's not. But it is gonna cast Shatter,
Yay!
and is gonna cast Shatter at 4th level.
Yay! It's a
and
con
so
save,
that will-
isn't it?
Come down on top of Gulo and on top of Badger. So yeah, I need a Constitution save, please.
18.
no, that one.
Oh no! Bye,
And that
Gula.
one.
Nice knowing you.
So that is going to be.
Does an
that
18
is a lot
save?
of dice. An 18 saves, you're fine.
Well, no, I take half damage, but
Well, yeah.
probably won't die.
So Gulo, you're going to take 24 points of damage.
Oh, okay, you're not dead.
That's not too bad. And so 12 for you, Badger.
Actually, hold on. I'm just checking the wording on a reaction. Yeah. I'm gonna, as a reaction, cast Absorb Elements, which I can do when I take, because this is, what kind of damage is this? Thunder?
Thunder.
Yeah. So that gives me resistance to this type of damage, so I quarter the damage. So I take 6.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. That is everything for Father Goose, which brings us to Gulo.
Well, I can't say I care for these birds. So be it, you foul. 5th level blight.
The land has already been set across with a blight, and you're just adding more to it.
Con
Okay.
save, please.
A sprinkling of blight on top of the blight.
That is a natural 1 for Father Goose.
Okie dokie, let's roll my dice. 35 points of necrotic damage.
Anything else you want to do?
Let's the bonus. What bonus actions have I got? Let's whip out my shillelagh as well.
Cool.
Not a euphemism.
Okay. Father Goose is also not looking good at this point.
Oh yeah.
That brings us back to Badger with Lucky on deck.
All right. So Badger will just quickly check. Gula seems to still be, hurt but doing okay. So Badger's gonna run up to Father Goose, and slash at him with the sickle.
Okay.
That is a nat 18 for 29 to hit.
Yep.
And because of the absorb elements, we'll also take 1d6 of thunder damage as the energy which I'd absorbed from that attack blasts back out to the goose. So that is going to be 8 points of slashing and 6 points of thunder damage to the goose. Still up?
Tell me, how would you like to do this?
Yes. I would like this. Basically, it's the sickle is already glowing from its moon energy that it has, but what it is different this time is as the sickle slices into the goose's neck, this thunderclap rings out, similar to the one that the goose just created on top of us, and just blows all the feathers off the goose.
You watch as all like this is now a plucked goose, completely featherless and naked and headless as the day it was born. With the head, it still it waddles around for a moment and then falls over limp to the side, twitching ever so slightly. But you are now out of combat. Well done. Mother and father are dead. You must feel so good with yourselves.
They attacked us first. We were just trying to cross a fence politely.
Yeah. Anything you want to do in this space?
Would anyone like some healing?
Well, we could have a little sit down, maybe, and gather ourselves.
Maybe prep some jerky for the road.
Have a little jerky as a treat.
I meant to get some fresh jerky.
Oh. This goose is slightly cooked.
Exactly.
We can take a short
There's a goose
rest.
still halfway in the air. Skewered on a stick.
A spiritual stick. Shall we take a short rest?
If there's no pressing reason not to.
No. It's like, I feel like if you've just been attacked by geese, you're allowed to like sit down and have a drink of water.
Okay, you all take a short rest. Are you going to sit on the stile?
No.
I'm not.
You can head past. The trap has been set, so you don't need to do anything. You can get up and over the stile. The chair is able to go over the stile as well with his ability. And just like not far past the fence, there is like a small little cabin where you could take a rest if you like.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Where's my D8?
As you're taking a rest outside this cabin, you find the small boy who earlier on was looking for his glasses. Is at the cabin. He looks in a bit of distress. He's like, "Did you see Mother?"
Mother has been kebabbed.
I need to ask, lad, was she really your mother? I mean, I don't mean, like... I'm not asking where you hatched from an egg, but I mean, did she raise you?
This little boy was indeed hatched from an egg. No.
I'm sorry, I presume.
It's okay, we can cast Revivify.
Mother was just what she made everyone call her. Mother Goose.
Okay, I feel less bad now.
Oh, I see. Were you enslaved by Mother then?
No, Mother paid well.
Oh.
But
did Mother have a will?
I'm not as closely connected with her affairs. But things have been weird here.
If Mother was in charge, why was Mother locked up?
Mother was really nice until a few weeks ago, when everything changed. And we had to put her in the barn for her and our own safety.
And father as well, I assume.
We don't really talk about father, but yes.
Anything else change at the same time?
People would, like, once a week, Mother told us to collect up any of her feathers. And once a week, a couple of men would come and take them away.
And that stopped at the same time?
No, this started when she got weird.
Ah.
At this point, I imagine that the skewered goose is still with you. Just kind of rotating slowly in the air.
Rotisserie.
Like some sort of rotisserie. And a couple of things kind of like fall out of the body of this goose onto the ground. Like as though they were tucked under the wing. They just land on the floor in front of you.
Can I make an investigation check, I suppose?
Yeah.
Unless I can make a medicine check to see.
You should make a medicine check if you like, yeah.
I will, because I'm a lot better at those. 21.
What were you looking for with your medicine check specifically?
Just to see like where these have fallen out of and what their like effects might have been.
I can't believe geese get pockets, but women don't.
It's just like a little kind of tucked into feathers. It's not falling out of
Like an
anywhere,
off-
as I
okay.
am suspect.
I thought it'd fallen out the rotisserie hole.
I'll pick up the items and have a look at them. Well, Gula's checking the goose for pockets.
Or rotisserie holes. You find two things. The goose had a knife. So
I'll
yeah,
take
it
that.
just looks to just be a knife.
I wish the fight had got to that point.
Takes the knife out.
Knife bites.
What a huge fight.
I also have
This,
a knife. That could have been fun.
Doesn't
Yeah,
look
so-
like your average knife, but you can pocket it if you like.
Yep.
And also a business card for Dream Pillow.
Well, friends, I think I have a little suspicion on who we're going to have to pay a visit to.
The little boy who is starting to calm down now, just is like feels really bad that you've had to go through a fight with a goose or with both geese. They were locked up to stop this sort of situation happening, but you happened to pass through just as they both escaped. It's like I don't have much to offer, but Mother did keep some things, and there's like you can see him pointing to like a big box that's next to the steps into this little cabin. Like, take anything you like from the box.
I have a question. Why is the 12-year-old in charge when there's other workers here?
Oh, they all scattered.
Oh, okay.
He just happens to be the one back.
Gotcha.
He's
Do
also
you know
the son of
anything
the
about
geese,
these?
so-
Sorry,
Do you-
Danny.
I said he's also the son of the geese, so he outranks them.
Yeah. Hatched from an egg. No one else calls the goose mother. It's just him.
Do you know anything about these weird purple plants and where they might be coming from? Have you seen
I
them
don't-
anywhere?
I sometimes if I go out into the woods nearby to pick strawberries, I've seen these strange plants that I've never seen before.
Mhm.
I try to stay away from them though. We're told not to touch
That's
any
smart.
plants you don't recognize.
That's smart.
And how are your animals, lad? I didn't get your name.
I'm Norval Bernard.
Norville Bernard.
how are the animals on the farm? How are they behaving? Are they different as well, or is it just mother and father?
Mother and father have taken the worst of it. One of the sheep lost all of its wool,
They do that sometimes.
and there was a very angry rooster. But that just seems like roosters to me. So mainly mother and father.
Did mother and father perchance feed upon different foods to the other creatures that dwell upon the farm?
I think so. They would feed the animals on the farm like a big bags of feed that they get brought in, whereas mother and father survive off the land.
Interesting. That's. I am sorry to suggest this to you, friends, but
Oh no.
should we perhaps examine the stomach contents to see what's going on in there?
If I'm honest, I thought you was just going to suggest a full autopsy.
I mean, we could do that too, but
I thought you wanted to talk about terms and conditions again.
I think we're past that now.
I thought the little boy was going to get murdered for some reason, just with the way your voice. I think it's your like as you said previously, the creepy Dwergar accent. Like I thought you were going. I hate to suggest this, but should we,
Eliminate the witness.
I haven't said
he's
this
seen
really.
everything.
The idea for this is that this creepy accent is just what all Durgar sound like,
Yeah.
and that's why everyone thinks they're evil. They're just naturally creepy sounding.
Badger will let you do examine the stomach contents. He's not particularly. They're not particularly interested in that. They'll go look in the box.
Is that a medicine check?
Yes.
Likewise, could I do a medicine check on
23.
everything that isn't stomach?
How many medicine checks do you need to do on one goose?
As many as it takes.
Well, if you want to check anything that's not the stomach, then yeah, make a medicine check for me.
I'm just imagining Lucky's just got his knife out and he's doing like a full autopsy on this goose.
He's got a little dictaphone.
He's talking into his rock. It doesn't
A
have
very
a
large
voice note
dictaphone.
function.
So, Gulo, you'll find if you're looking at the stomach contents that there's kind of leftover pumpkin, and like some cabbage, like a nice kind of coleslaw that they may have made. Like doesn't seem like a very coherent meal, but yeah, squash and pumpkin and cabbage.
No sign of these purple things.
There's kind of purplish colours in there, but like it's mixed up with mayonnaise. It's hard to tell.
Could be red cabbage, could be evil.
And Lucky, what did you roll?
I rolled an 18, and if it helps to narrow things down, I'm specifically checking liver, heart, and brain. There is a logic to it, but...
Yeah. So the heart looks as though it's been working hard recently. Like it looks like with an 18 you can look closely and with your kind of druidic knowledge understand that this animal's cardiovascular system had been working overtime recently. The brain looks as though it was dying, and the liver is incredibly fatty.
It's just
Like
Pate,
almost
foie gras goose.
almost to the point of foie gras.
Whatever was affecting this goose was it wasn't long for this world, regardless of what we did. I know that what you found in the stomach, Gulo, maybe doesn't seem the most suspicious, but perhaps we should check out if they have a patch of these various foods growing and see what's going on with them in case they are the source.
The plant said it was the poison came from the ground. So it might have been in the water.
We should check the well too.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say the kidneys then.
No.
Meanwhile, Badger, you've been looking at the
Stuff in the box.
trunk, the box. There's a whole assortment of different things in here. The first thing that takes your notice is a pair of knuckle dusters.
Okay.
So,
Classic goose possession.
For all their fists.
Goose runs a farm, but yeah. So I will send you these later, but you like twice per short rest can use these knuckle dusters to add an additional d6 to damage. But
Nice.
you will take 1d4 of damage for every time you use them.
Okay.
So that's a trade-off.
Yeah.
You looking further?
Yeah, I'm looking at everything.
Cool. You're thinking about what in here might be of use to anyone else in your traveling troupe. You see a project planner, and you know Rat would probably love this. This is a particularly good project planner that allows whoever uses it to get 2 charges per long rest and know one enemy's next move
Oh,
and plan accordingly.
that's fun. I'll take that.
You find a pair of what look to just be ordinary looking wire cutters.
Lucky
And
will love these.
strangest of all, you find what look to be nitro exhausts. that could be fitted to a wheelchair. And per long rest, the wheelchair gets 2 charges to double your movement.
Nice.
I think the goose was into illegal sports.
It
I've
seems
been
like a
planning
strange farm.
bare knuckle boxing with knuckle dusters, wheelchair racing,
Not quite
modified,
there. but hold on,
modified wheelchair racing. The wire cutters are normal for a farm.
And for a goose.
It had a knife. So, yeah.
Was it just a normal knife, by the way?
Is it a normal knife?
You can take a look and find out.
I'll take a look at it.
Can you make me an Arcana check?
The wrong character to be doing that one. 9.
To you, this just looks like a regular knife.
Yeah, regular knife.
Regular knife. Regular knife.
I've just been watching the same episodes. Regular knife.
Okay.
Alright, is there a well?
There is not a well on this farm.
Is there a water
Um,
source nearby? Can we ask the boy?
The boy will say that there's a small stream that runs alongside that we'll take water out of.
Alright, we'll go there first.
It seems somewhat peculiar that these geese would settle somewhere without a large body of water nearby, as they are
These-
water birds.
Geese clearly are not normal geese, Gulo.
Well, yes. I mean, is there such a thing as a normal goose? Who's to say?
Regular goose. Regular goose.
Okay. So just like towards the other side of this cabin, there's like a flowing stream that moves alongside the farm.
Lucky.
How are the plants alongside the stream? Like the ones closest to it?
If you imagine walking alongside a British river that is choked with hogweed and Japanese knotweed, large purple flowers, it's not looking great.
Lucky, I think now you should maybe see if you can find some poison.
Yep, I will detect poisons and diseases, please.
Yeah, if you are casting that, you'll be able to tell that in the water there seems to be some form of pesticide flowing, like some runoff.
Is the boy still around?
It's close enough if you weren't asking. Yeah.
Here, boy, do you use pesticides upon your farm?
I thought I was going to be like, here, boy, go to the market and get me the largest goose.
Oh, no.
No,
Go to the field and get us a plucked
We
goose that
already
was
have
your
those.
father.
Get me the largest jar of like applesauce or something. Go with the goose.
Asking about if you use pesticides on the farm, Norval will say that as far as I'm aware, mother and father didn't believe in putting nasty chemicals on their crops.
I was hoping you were going to say they didn't believe in farming.
What's going on here?
Imaginary farm.
The people were being farmed all along. Could you perhaps answer me? It's like, what are the other farms further upriver?
Yes, if you follow upstream, there's a pumpkin farm.
Interesting. And are they the last one upon this watercourse, or are there ones further on as well?
No, it's probably the last one. I think if you go any further than that, you go up into the hills where the water comes from. I've never been that far though.
I feel that we are probably going to be following this river then.
I think so. Upstream it is.
If you
Let's do
head that
that.
way, you'll find Farmer Jackie's.
Is Farmer Jackie's also a goose?
Farmer Jackie's not a goose. Farmer Jackie's just a halfling woman.
So are we there already? Or
Oh, you need to walk on.
oh, right, okay, yes. Should we head to Farmer Jackie's house?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go.
You just leave this little boy alone on a farm with a dead goose.
Well, he won't run out of food, will he?
I
So
think he
you-
owns it now.
That's how it works.
So just eat your employer. It's fine.
If your boss dies
rich.
and you're
Boss
the only
slash
person
maybe
left,
parent.
boss slash parent dies and you're the only person left on the farm, you inherit the farm.
Yes, and eat
That's
the
how
rich,
it works.
especially if they're geese, because then they'll be delicious.
Yes.
So you head on up the path, again for another kind of 15-20 minutes, seeing more and more of these plants starting to appear. They're starting to line alongside the main path as well into where this stream is flowing. I need someone to roll me a d6, please.
Let one of you two do it this time.
Well, shall I do it this time?
Sure, yeah,
Sure.
go for it.
Let's go for the ruby dice. 5.
If you roll something that's a terms and conditions encounter, I'm coming to Kettering. And I'm stealing all your dice.
I think if you try hard enough, any encounter could be turned into
With Gulo, apparently anything becomes terms and conditions.
I've taken the level and rules lawyer. It's fine.
As you have this discussion about terms and conditions and like, please don't bring anything like that up again. Anyone we meet, you just start to hear, but you can't see, just like lots of little voices chanting, and it seems to be somewhere in the middle of the path.
If it's the Blue Man group again.
I think our little blue friends are around.
Small blue men, are you around?
You don't hear anything.
Keep walking.
You keep walking. You just hear the voices grow louder, and they're just shouting, "Scab! Scab!"
Well, now my interest is piqued, and I'm gonna go faster.
It's like, don't cross a picket line, you scab!
I'd like to say that, given that I work in a school, this is now getting a little close to home for me, real life as well.
It's your turn to
covering
traumatise
everyone.
this week.
Hey, you were earlier trying to persuade the robots to unionize, Danny, just pointing it out.
It's on my mind.
So you just hear these voices screaming, "Don't cross the picket line."
Okay.
Are you talking to us, creepy small voices?
Yeah, did we see where the voices are coming from yet?
You can make a perception check if you like.
I would. I will. Yeah, I'm gonna shift and make a perception check, as now I'm getting confused. So I'll get advantage on the roll. A 7 and an 8. That is a 12.
12 will do it. You now see that, like, floating in the middle of the path is a group of about 50 bees. Scab!
Can we see who is shouting the scab? Is it the bees or is it outside of the group of bees?
It's coming from the group of bees.
And they're speaking a language we understand.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to... Yeah. Excuse me, who were you calling scabs?
You crossed the picket line.
I didn't see no picket line. Where was it?
And you just watch as, like, the 50 bees all just form a line.
Oh,
Right
well, that's
here.
cheeky.
In
if you
front
make
of
it
us
right.
or behind us?
Behind you, because you've crossed it.
I see. And what precisely are you picketing, pray tell?
We're picketing the Queen at her
Well, that's fair enough.
horrible ways.
Well,
Better conditions. Working conditions, pay, retirement options. You know, us bees don't get retirement options. You work until you drop. Needs to stop.
Out of interest, when you say pay, like, what are you ordinarily paid in?
Well, that's the point. Nothing.
that's
I mean, what
pretty
would you
shit.
like to be paid in?
At least to keep a little bit of the honey. Like, you
That-
stick your hand in the honey jar, you hope something nice will come out.
I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going this way for anyway?
We're going to the farm.
We are
Scab.
investigating the source of this blight that is crossing the land.
What do you mean blight?
The purple plants.
Oh. And you just see that, like, this group all look together over the purple plants at the side and they taste nice.
Well, that's good to know.
Intriguing. Like, as in better than non-purple plants?
Yeah. Can't resist it, and you just watch as they all start floating towards one of the...
Whoa! Back here. Don't go eating the purple plants when we're trying to have a conversation with you now.
What if just some of us go and then just like a couple of stragglers just gonna zoom off?
I'm not going to stop a bee. I'm not. I would have rather you all stayed, but I'm not gonna catch you. Listen, the purple plants, when you eat them, do you feel anything apart from them being very nice? Do you feel any other strange side effects? Any, I don't know, rage or urge to help corporations?
Well, and then like a couple of them all start kind of shouting out different feelings that they get, but the things that you hear are like makes me feel really alert and like I can focus on my job, but that only lasts like 20 minutes, so then I have to get more. And if I don't get enough, then I get angry. But always looking to take down the corporations. It's not a side effect of this.
I'm
Good
glad
to
to
hear
clarify that point. Otherwise, this episode would be thematically problematic.
The problem with Lucky asking this question is that as soon as the bees went off to go eat the nectar from these purple plants, I think Badger would have followed and eaten part of one of the purple plants. And then over here, this is like a drug-inducing effect, but I'm already chewing.
It's that thing from the cartoons where, like, they say a symptom or a side effect, and then you get it instantly.
Yeah.
You're like two people.
Sam, you look so annoyed.
Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. That is in 21.
Okay, what part of the plant were you eating? There's like stalk, leaves, nectar, flowers.
I would have eaten one of the flowers, because that's what the bees were going towards.
Okay, with a 21, you will suddenly feel very alert. And so your perception for the rest of this evening, you'll have advantage on that.
Well, there's no difference right now, because I already had perception advantage on that for the next little while.
Well,
But
no,
good to know.
Fine.
It will. It
your
won't
mo-
wear off, unlike the advantage on other wisdom checks.
Your mouth is incredibly numb.
Can I make a medicine check?
It's currently like the
On-
badger snout as well, so
On
it's
badger.
extra strange.
Are you making a medicine check on
Yes,
Badger?
just to examine the symptoms in detail and see if I can determine a root cause. For which I got to 16.
Because we
So
know what
you-
the cause is.
You
Yeah,
can see
like,
the
you were
cause was the eating of the flower,
Yes.
which seems to be some sort of like neurological change that's happening.
Fascinating.
numb. I can't feel my tongue.
Badger, after taking one little bite, you feel compelled to take another.
Do I have to make a save to try to resist?
Well, there's two options here. I
Mhm.
will either say yes if you want to just take a bite of a flower, but also this has now got bees on it. And
I'm not going to
so-
eat bees.
Well, I'm not going to say you're going to eat bees, but your brain might take a bite of a flower where there are bees, and the bees are not going to like it. So it's whether you want to take that risk or whether you want to take the risk of eating a flower again.
I don't understand what my options are here.
You
Either I can
either
just eat
get-
a normal flower, or I can eat a flower with a bee on it.
Yep.
I can't try to resist the urge to eat a flower.
Nope. I didn't expect you to do this, so I'm like, we're going with it.
Have we done anything you expected us to do this whole evening?
Not even remotely.
What I would like to do is try to resist the urge to eat a flower.
Okay. Make me a
Because
wisdom
otherwise
save
there's
on
no
that.
choice, because I'm not going to eat a thing with a bee on it.
Okay. Wisdom save then, please.
Wisdom save. Oh, I am good at wisdom saves. That is going to be a... Let me just double check if I have advantage on wisdom saves as well when I'm shifted. No, just checks. It is a 20.
Okay, you drag yourself away. Like, and you're kinda like
Don't eat the
your
flowers.
badger brain. Your badger brain is going towards it, but then the other type of badger brain is like, no, don't do that. So you come away with a very numb mouth, a hankering for more purple flowers, and an appreciation for not having eaten a bee.
Don't eat the flowers, guys. Don't eat them.
I mean, I must admit I wasn't intending to.
I just thought we should check.
Well, it was good to be curious. I'm sure that's not going to cause us problems in the future. No. If you don't mind, Badger, I'd like to question the bees some more.
I'll go for it. I'm just gonna wait for them not to be numb.
Okay, thank you. Bee friends. obviously we don't want to cross a picket line, and we've got no intention of working for the Queen or anything like that. Is there any way that we could visit the farm and try and figure out what's going on with this strange purple flower? Because we think it's causing damage across most of this region, not just this one stream. We'd like to make a little progress and find out what it is and if we can stop it.
They ponder for a moment. Will you sign up for the union then?
The
Of
bee
course.
union.
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
We accept members of all creeds and backgrounds.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I've not much experience in collecting nectar or pollen or making honey or any other bee things. Hives. I'm not very good at making hives, but I'm willing to try. Obviously not now because you're on strike.
Yes, we are going to call it the bunion.
Ew.
You just see like one little bee come up with a tiny little clipboard. Is like, can I take some details then, please? And he's looking for name for you. Lucky is the first one to agree, an abode, and then a dreamstone number.
Okay, yes. My number is, and then I'm
000000002.
Okay, and you see that at the bottom of this there are a long line. There are quite a lot of terms and conditions, included alongside this union sign up. We don't have time to go through them all.
I'm leaving, Sam. I'm sorry. I can't do this again.
So for the sake of it, we'll assume that you read them, and then sign over.
Can I make an insight check on the terms and conditions?
Alex!
No. But Badger, Gulo, are you going to sign up to the union
Yes.
as well?
Yes,
you
as long
choose.
as the terms are not too sinister.
Badger doesn't have a phone, so we'll just give Lucky's number again.
That's fine, as long as there's a way to get in touch.
I'll be near him.
I think that Gulo doesn't have a phone, but Shiva does.
There's like this little Arctic fox having to like. Constantly getting interrupted by Gulo going, "Can I please borrow your sending stone?"
Yeah.
Okay, you've all signed up for the union. They will be in touch.
Good.
And they can happily let you pass. Well, happily. Like some of them have to be held back. Like by some of the other bees, as sort of like they come rushing forward to just shout scab at you.
Do you accept dues in? Do you have any interest in the sweet nectar of berries?
I'm gonna druid craft some flowers and offer them.
That would also work. Yes.
They'll accept the flowers, and you just see like a bunch of them just like sticking their faces head first into the nectar.
I will druid craft some purple flowers, but not like the purple flowers, just flowers that are purple.
Okay, Badger, can you make me a wisdom save, please?
It's like eating a foxglove.
21.
You don't eat these flowers. Like you think really hard about it, but yeah.
This is gonna
Okay.
keep coming back, I think. That would only be fair.
You've got a taste.
It's the most Regener thing I've ever done, Sam. You should have
I
expected
know.
it.
I was not expecting it at all.
I think trying to break Sam is in revenge, basically.
I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, are you heading on to leave
the farm.
Okay. As you make your way forward, you come across what looks to be, from what the little boy said, from what Norval said, is Jackie's farm, which is a pumpkin farm with like so many pumpkins and pumpkin patches, like hundreds of feet of them. All along the sides of this pumpkin patch are lots of these purple flowers growing everywhere, and towards the top end is one giant pumpkin. No
The
one
great
around,
pumpkin,
so.
if you will.
Is there a house, or is there just a giant pumpkin?
No, there's a house at the end.
Oh,
So, yeah, isn't it?
So what was the name of the owner of this farm again?
We were just encountering Mother Goose, so
Anything's possible, right?
anything's possible.
Farmer Jackie.
Farmer Jackie, are you around? We are here to investigate certain things.
No response.
Gulo, I don't want to be rude, but when you say things like that, it sounds like you're going to murder people.
I don't understand. This is just how I sound.
No, but when you say you're here to investigate certain things, it's just sketchy.
But that is just what we're doing, isn't it?
Maybe a little more specificity.
I see. We are here to see whether you are putting pesticides upon your land.
Yeah,
Still
that
no
one's on me.
response. Like you're like hundreds of feet away from the house, so you can.
We're just yelling in the middle of the road.
I thought we were like
I thought we were like next to the door.
I said there's like hundreds of feet with pumpkins in front of you. I never mentioned the
very
house because you
tired.
couldn't see it
We
yet.
talked about terms and conditions twice.
I march up and knock on the door. Eventually, when I get to it.
I'd like to think that Gulo and Badger were having this conversation as Lucky was just walking forwards.
You knock on the door. Wait 10, 20, 30 seconds. There's no response.
Are there any windows to peep in?
Yeah. You'd maybe need to stand in a box.
I thought she was a halfling farmer.
Oh, she is. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right.
I peep in any windows that are around.
The place looks nice and clean and well kept, and nothing out of place.
I'm gonna go knock on the giant pumpkin.
You can knock on the pumpkin.
Yep.
Go for it.
Just in case there's someone home.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or just to see what
Just
happens?
if I can find this farmer.
So you walk up, you kind of rap on the giant pumpkin. Make me a perception check.
Oh, and I have advantage on these, right? Yeah, because I'm on drugs. That's a 15, I believe. Yeah, 15.
So you rap on the pumpkin, and you just hear like the faintest little voice. Hello?
Hello? We're, here about the purple plants?
Oh. Can you do something about this pumpkin, please?
Are you stuck inside the giant pumpkin?
Yeah, I thought that was obvious.
Just checking. Stand back. I'm gonna take out the knife that I got from the goose, and I'm gonna cut into, try to carve a hole in the pumpkin.
Okay. Make me a strength check, please, just on this one.
Strength.
Should have just punched it.
No, knife!
I know.
Punching it with a knife! That's called stabbing!
If you do it to a pumpkin, it's called carving.
I know, I was hoping for something dex-based, but oh well. That's a 4.
It's a thick old pumpkin. You just kind of start to put your initials into it. Badger was here. Hello.
Okay, well that's annoying. I'm gonna call the other two over, and then I'm gonna use my cantrip, which I haven't used yet. Primal Savagery. So instead of the shifting where I become like my face changes to become more badger-like, now my hands change to these big like badger paws. I'd like to like just scratch at it with this melee attack, and acid drips from the claws because for some reason this is an acid attack. Can I do that?
Yeah. Before you do it, Gulo had a question.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Druidcraft can make a seed pod open. Would making a pumpkin like pop?
A pumpkin isn't a seed pod.
It's not, but it's
No.
like it is a fruit body. So
Yeah, but a fruit body and a seed pod are different things. I have a
that's
master's degree in this, Alex.
That's why I'm asking for DM clarification.
I feel if it was, say, a like
Regular pumpkin.
Himalayan balsam, I'd let it go. But like a big old,
Which is what I did my
giant
dissertation
pumpkin.
on, just while we're throwing that out there.
They're
So I was thinking,
very
I was
cool
imagining
plant, hate
Gula
it.
going down the road and just popping all the balsams.
It's cool when it happens. But you're gonna attack the pumpkin. With
I'm
your primal
going to
savagery.
attack, yeah. Oh, and it's that is going to be an 18 to hit the pumpkin.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, and that's gonna be, ouch, 11 points of acid damage as I claw into the pumpkin.
Yeah, you'll start to tear in. With 11 points, you'll start to make like a kind of face-size hole to be able to see inside.
You're right in there.
And inside, you just see like suspended with like one arm to the right, one arm to the left, and two legs like into the base of this pumpkin is this small little halfling woman.
Oh no!
Help me!
Have Lucky and Gula reached me by now?
Yeah, they were just at the door. Like the
Oh,
big
okay.
pumpkin's not too far away.
Any other ideas for how to get the lady
But
up?
how, you say this is like a face-sized hole for Badger. How big is it for Lucky? Could Lucky climb through it yet?
You could,
I feel like our heads.
if you've
are
ever
about the
seen
same
Winnie the
size.
Pooh getting stuck in the hole and having to get pushed through, it's gonna kind of be like that.
You know what?
But
I think let's take the direct approach, and I'm just going to get my club and start whacking bits of the pumpkin off.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
going to
do
work
another
on trying
primal
to widen
savagery.
the hole.
I'll make
Okay,
the claws
so-
appear again and
25 to hit the pumpkin.
nice.
So I imagine if there's like a face-size hole, we're not all going for that. So you're all going to be kind of like going on different bits. Lucky had asked already about the hole, so you're going to be around that. Badger, you're going to be hitting it with your primal savagery again.
Yep.
And Gulo, you're just going to be smacking the shit out of it like it's a piñata.
Yep.
So 25 to hit does hit. Badger, what did you get?
That is going to be a 22.
Yeah, which will hit. And Lucky,
12.
Do I need to roll damage?
yes, roll me some damage, please.
15 more acid damage from Badger.
5 bludgeoning damage.
So yeah, there is another like whole bunch of this pumpkin kind of melting away. We've got the bludgeoning damage starting to like bruise it, and then the 12, unfortunately, you take a swing and a miss this giant pumpkin. The woman, the halfling woman inside, who you believe to be Farmer Jackie, it's like, maybe turn off the taps. And
What?
like,
What?
turn off the tap. Like,
The pumpkin tap.
no, they told me, like, don't worry about the pesticides. Like, and
Wait,
so I left the taps on. Round
Can
the
I-
side of the house, you'll see it.
Can I just hazard a guess? Was this Dreamstone by any chance?
I I don't know. Like, no, it's not. It's not Dreamstone. They wouldn't
Stone
do anything
Dream,
like this.
entirely
would they?
different company.
It's Pest Be On Our Way.
Was that one of the companies that the little robot reeled off earlier?
Wasn't something that I said earlier.
Yeah, but you did jump. Okay, fine. Let us go and fix these taps then,
Yeah.
I suppose.
Mhm.
While Gulo's trying to discuss all these company things, I've already run back to the house.
I've continued to try to bash a hole into the pumpkin.
So Badger's kicking the shit out of the pumpkin. Gulo's going looking for the taps. We'll start with Lucky back at the house.
So I'm going round the side of the house, as she said, looking for taps.
Yeah, you just see it like a big old blue tanker, like round the side of the house that looks as though is what she's talking about. Along the side of it, you'll see just it emblazoned the logo for Pest Be On Our Way, with a big valve and pipes that seem to head out towards the farm, across the pumpkin fields.
I turn the valve. I close it.
Okay, and you turn this off, and you just hear mechanisms going as this, like, chunks closed. Nothing else really happens, but you've done what you said. And meanwhile, Gulo, what were you doing?
I think I was looking for the taps as well. So seeing that Lucky found the taps, then that's
Badger, you're still hitting the shit out of it. I think by this point you will have been able to like claw your way through this pumpkin, and freeing farmer Jacqueline Lanterna, and bringing her on out.
I see her. I see the deal now. Delightful.
Thank you. I didn't know if I would ever make it out of there. You turned off the taps?
No, I did, yes.
Thank you. Where did you come from?
We're from the Draconic Oath.
What brought you all the way out here? What's going on? What happened?
I'll keep this as brief as I can. It's an ever-growing tale, but at the festival, one of the dragons had a bit of a turn, so we've come to investigate, and it turns out all the plants in this area are kind of, well, they're being overwhelmed by all these other purple plants, and the purple plants are having a negative effect on the bees and the geese and badger. And so we've basically been trying to find the source of it to stop it, and it appears it was that old vat next to your house. So while it's not your fault, we feel someone's maybe taken advantage of you, either deliberately to poison the area or knowingly they're just trying to make some money. Either way, it's not on, is it? So we need to figure out what's going on and get these pesticide people.
Oh,
Can I
feel
ask-
really bad.
That's not your fault. Can I ask, when did you start using the pesticide?
I've been using it for about 6 weeks and quite quickly realised that something was wrong. The pumpkin started to grow weirdly, and then all of these plants popped up.
The purple ones.
The purple ones, yeah.
So how
Don't
did you-
eat them, by the way.
Too late.
How did you end up inside that pumpkin? I'm quite intrigued.
One day I was out watering the plants, and suddenly I felt the vines from the ground latch onto my ankles around the pumpkin patch, and before I knew it, I was encased in a squash. a very odd thing. I can't really explain it.
That does sound quite perturbing.
She's like, do you mind if I go inside and sit down? I've been suspended for a long time.
Of course, of course.
Yes. Don't use the pesticide again.
No, I
It's
won't.
also bad for bees. And they're already striking.
The bees are striking.
Yep.
Could they always talk, by the way?
The bees can talk.
That's how we know they're striking.
Yes.
No, that's new. Maybe there's something I can help with. And she rushes on inside. And she comes back out with like a stack of papers, like letters and pamphlets and things that she's been piling up. There's a couple of different things here. She's got an instructional pamphlet for Pest Be On Her Way. A cease and desist letter from Pest Be On Her Way.
What is the aspect of the cease and desist? Are you the one to desist, and what from?
I got really worried about the weird things that were happening. So I've seen that comment. Way too chill for someone who heard bees can talk. She's just been locked in a giant pumpkin. Nothing's weird anymore. She wrote to Pest Be On Her Way to say that she didn't think that she could continue her trial period and wanted to stop using the pesticide.
Does it say anywhere on the paper, like, pests be gone, or whatever? Is that what it's called? Am I making this up?
Pest Be On Her Way.
Pest Be On Her Way. Does it say, like, Pest Be On Her Way is a subsidiary of Dreamstone, or something like
Can you
that?
roll me an investigation check?
I would like to point out you're now the one reading the small print.
Yes.
There's been so much chat about this stuff. That's a 13 investigation.
Like, you've still got these side effects from doing drugs earlier. So, like, struggling to make out letters, they kind of just, like, float together at times. I mean, you can't see anything.
This is gibberish.
But anyone else is welcome to check as well.
I feel this is your kind of area, Gulo.
Let's have a look. So, investigate.
Gulo has
I don't actually have
proficiency
any worthwhile
Nice.
skills that make me suited to this. It's just funny.
You're a druid slash.
I've got a +1 int, which I'm shocked about constantly.
I have no investigation, but I'll do it anyway for a natural 20.
This is definitely Gulo's area. Gulo was a lawyer before she came to the surface.
Can't get enough contracts.
So you can look at a couple of different things. The natural 20, you will see written in the instructional pamphlet about the side effects that can include enlarged crops, sentience, rage, a strong metallic taste in your mouth, and with a natural 20, very small, you can see marked in small font that says subsidiary of Dreamstone.
Shocking.
Here we go. The smoking gnu between.
Well,
Did you say
think
GNU?
Yes, I assume
Like
there are no gun-
wildebeest.
Yeah, there are no guns in this setting, so it can't be a smoking gun. Also,
There's
Instead,
no
you see-
guns. There are phones.
well,
No, there are no
guns
phones.
mentioned
It's
thus
rock.
far.
it's a rock that you can talk into.
Yeah. Also, I was stealing a Terry Pratchett joke. So
Yeah.
Okay. I am unfamiliar.
Jacqueline Lanterna, I was going to say at this point, I think I'm going to go for a wee lie down, if you wouldn't mind.
That sounds sensible.
And with this, like, you should probably head back and report to the Harengan, whose name I cannot remember.
Guinness.
I mean, can I just make a say that can we kind of survey the area to make sure this is in fact the epicenter?
Yeah, there's no like purple plants like further upstream.
You can make some sort of like
Survival check?
let's say it's some sort of survival check and a montage as you kind of like go around making notes and drawing out your map. And
Can I also make a survival check?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was only a 9 for me.
I don't want to be left out.
18.
So a 9 and 18 and lucky.
And 21.
Nice.
So you all kind of quite intently look around and see this seems to be where it ends. It doesn't go on further upstream.
Well, we have found our culprit. Okay, so I know the normal procedure in situations such as this is we should report it to the proper authorities and then go through the proper channels and stuff. But hear me out. How about we just go fuck up Dreamstone HQ? It would be so.
Let's first go find Rod because I'm sure she'll want to join us for that.
We should probably, you know.
If I have to look at.
We should probably clear this with the Draconic Oath. I mean,
it's
bad.
so.
It's a bad look on them if the protectors of nature go and, you know, blow up a factory.
No, actually, that's
are.
quite good.
That would be so much fun, but fine. Let's do it your way then, I suppose.
They are the sponsors of the festival.
That is also. I mean, I was more thinking just, you know.
But if I have to look at any more paperwork,
Don't worry.
Go explore the factory.
I'll do all the paperwork looking.
Although if you talk to me about any more paperwork, I will go and explode a factory.
Well,
and lucky that final thought that you had there.
I was just thinking. I hope that that there was nothing in Dreamstone's sponsorship contract about, you know, not blowing up their factories, because that might come to bite us.
It's like you're looking into my brain at times. And this is conversations that you're having as you make your way on the kind of 2-hour journey back to Fleury's Harvest. And upon reaching there's nobody really around. Like your dragons are still there, but there's no rat. There is no Guilford. But you do find a note that has been left, and you recognise this as Rat's handwriting that says, "Urgently needed in Fianna Gale. Meet me at the futuristic manatee." And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
This has been a very strange D&D session, but very enjoyable. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another session of Science and Sorcery's campaign, These Lands Call for You. This one, I believe Alex and I have decided will just be called Terms and Conditions. Thank you, Danny and Alex, for joining me to play this. Thank you, Sam, for DMing. This was great. And if you want more Science and Sorcery, we will be back on Friday at 7 p.m. Sam and Alex will be rolling up some more random characters with a couple of other players, a fantastic DM, as they take on Shemsheim's Nighttime Rhyme, I believe is the name.
Rhyme. Yeah.
Yep, Bedtime Rhyme, that's it. So I'll be there, I'll be watching, I'll be in the chat. It's bound to get really weird again with those characters, and we'll be raising more money for charity as always. So hopefully see you then, and otherwise we'll see you again next week, Wednesday, for the next episode of These Lands Call for You. Hopefully Hannah will be back with us then.
And we can blow up some factories.
Jeff the Manatee. And with that, be sure to check the terms and conditions of Twitch, and we'll see you again very shortly. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, folks.